Good evening. How's everybody? Hope you're doing well. So what have I been doing today? Resting. You know what? If I work the next day, I can feel it. If I rest, then I can feel my energy coming back fast. So I have to say, rest. Very difficult for me to sit still. But I'm doing it, but I feel like, oh, amazing different. Today I hardly coughed at all. I mean, it's like a tiny tickle in my throat. But it's like, but if I sit still, nothing. If I try to do something. So the only thing I did today is I come out in the garden and I watered. Watered all over the place. Everybody needed a drink, so. But I see in England they got a yellow warning for heat. So I was like, I wonder how much heat they got. And it was 33, 34, something like that. You know, it's like that 33, 34, 35, 36 here every day. It can get up to almost 40. And people still working outside. But I guess it's what you're used to, isn't it, when it stays warm. The other night I come outside to see what the dogs were doing. It was kind of late. It was, and I looked online, it was 29 degrees in this area. You know, it felt cold. I had a t-shirt on outside at 29 degrees and felt cold, because your body gets used to the temperature, you know, as you get, you know, because it stays warm here all the time. Your body gets used to it, and then when it drops, like last winter it got down to 20. I had a long sleeve thick t-shirt on because I was cold at 20 centigrade. Crazy, huh? But you know, it's what your body gets used to. Back in the day I would be camping in freezing cold. Ice, but not now. Somebody says, you miss the snow? No. You see the river's going down. Hadn't had any rain for a few days. Haven't seen the monkey neither. I see my the subscribers are going up and up and up and up. But less and less people are viewing. So please, if you hit the subscribe button, please make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when the videos come. I'm still enjoying making them, but I can tell you that I have less views now than when when I first started. I went pretty fast, and then now I have about the same views as when I started. I couldn't look at this morning. I'm like, where is everybody? Maybe they're all on holiday. It's summertime, right? So subscribe and hit the bell, please. Ding ding! When I was watering out here today, one of the jets on the sprayer over there in the woods for the plants in the woods was blocked, so I had to turn the water off and then went back over, took it apart, and I was cleaning the valve. And I was like, you know, it's like the perfect breeze, the perfect temperature. I mean, it's what, end of July? And it's not hot, which is a miracle. It was 30 degrees when I looked earlier, and it was just beautiful. Really nice breeze, and it just felt, in the woods, it felt like super gentle in there. I was like, normally I'm out here sweating all the time, but it's like just perfect. I thought, wow. So I watered our garden and feed everybody, and sometimes I think, you know, it's too much being here, but today was one of those days where I just like loved it. Nobody came by, just perfect. Today I was going to go to the, there's a wood shop on the way to town. They sell reclaimed wood. So I was going to go there today and price up how much it costs to build the big Avery I want to build. And then I was going to go to the metal shop and price up what it would cost to build the same thing out of metal. Metal is much cheaper because wood is expensive. You know, there's no you don't use pine here because everybody will just eat it. You can buy pine trim, but you can't buy like 2x4s, 4x4s, you know, 2x6s. You don't buy that sort of stuff here because somebody will just eat it. So it's no good to have it here anyway. But you can buy hardwoods that have been reclaimed from old houses. they'll take the nails out and things like that. So that's what I built the old one, the other Avery out of. I can't remember what it cost me now because it's been a couple years. But today I was going to go to that wood yard and price it up, how much for the new Avery, and then go over to the hardware store where they sell the metal and price it up. I mean, you could probably use 2x2 pieces of metal and then paint it a nice color, and then you can have they make a screw that you can screw straight into metal. It has like a self-tapper at the front of it, so you could use that to secure the screen. But I think wood would look much nicer, but the price difference is what I want to know. So that's my plan for tomorrow. And then I was going to do it today, but lazy boy didn't want to go out. Just wanted to chill, so that's what I did. So that's tomorrow's project. You know, some of you have probably heard me talking about I want to buy a drone, and I've been looking and looking and looking and reading and reading and reading, and I think the best drone that I can find is the DJI Maverick Pro. There's also a DJI Maverick, and it's very, very good, but something just like I'm not sure if I want to buy one. You know, it's like a 40-some thousand baht, which is like like 250 pounds or something like that. So that'd be like what, $1,700. I'm like, oh no, I can't justify buying something like that for how much I'm going to use it. But you know, I'm still interested in the drones, so I kept looking and looking. I'm like, something's not clicking here. But I've been, you know, those little racing drones that people have with the virtual reality thing on? I think they're called FPV, first person viewing. So you have the virtual reality helmet on, and they're really small with the camera on. So you fly it around. I don't know if there's two cameras, one to see for the virtual reality, and or whatever it's called in flying the helicopters, and one, I think some of them have what do you call it, like what's those little cameras? GoPro. They have the GoPro mounted in the middle, but they're only small little helicopters, but super fast. You know, I've seen them, they've seen them saying they can travel like 65 miles an hour and more, but small. But the video quality is very good. So I don't know, I guess what they do is they fly it with their virtual reality, but the GoPro records where it's been. I'm not sure. So if anybody knows, please inform Kevin, because I have no idea. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, even if I have to make it myself, how cool would that be? To have a small one that goes super fast, if you want it to. But I can just imagine, you know, flying around here and then taking it over to the river and flying along the river, and then, you know, come back over the trees. Oh, I mean, even if they only travel for like 10 minutes, so you have, you know, 4 or 5 batteries or something. From here, it would be cool. Fly over the rice field and back. You know, at that kind of speed, you could get far away and back. So I'm thinking, I don't want the big one that can travel like 7 kilometers away. I'm like, why do I need to travel 7 kilometers away? And what does it fly, like 25 minutes or something? I just can't see how I would use that. So I'm very happy that I found these little ones. I think that would be so cool, because you can see what you're recording while you're there. You know, if you go and see something in the field, you can hover and watch it and then come back. You can't do that with the or can you? I guess you can, yeah, I guess you can. Because you can look in the screen and see where it is. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So I guess I have to keep researching. But if you know anything about any of this, or where, you know, who sells them, or like a club or a Facebook page, I'd be very interested if anybody knows about that jazz, because I'm interested to learn. I think that'd be fun. Today I was watching some near-death experience things again. You know, I don't know why I'm fascinated with that, but I was watching some near-death experience video clips today on YouTube. And I watched quite a few, and then I found one from a guy in Japan. He's actually a doctor working in a clinic, like a hospice, but he was also a Buddhist priest, a Japanese Buddhist priest, and a hospice doctor. Very interesting. And you know, so, and what happened was he got some kind of cancer himself. I guess he was like 65, 70 years old, but he got cancer himself. And eventually, after, it took 4 years to pass, but he asked the guy to come and record everything, the whole process, all the way to the end, and even when he passed and his funeral. But I was like, I have my feelings and some things I would like to discuss with people, like if you sat and had a coffee, but I don't really want to discuss it here because it's like, I know some people will get well bent out of shape, but it's just interesting, fascinating for me. I love this topic, I don't know why. What do you think? Any comments? Near-death experience? No. Fascinating subject for me anyway. I've been studying this stuff for years and years and years and years. The one that's most interesting that I found, one of the earliest ones I found, was a lady called Anita Moorjani. She's of Indian descent living in Hong Kong, and she got stage 4B cancer, and she passed. And she passed and came back and told her story, what she's seen, how she left her body, how she even seen her brother flying from the UK on a plane and coming towards her in Hong Kong, and then she came back in her body and her whole story. But you can find her on YouTube, Anita Moorjani's near-death experience. Fascinating story. Okay guys, I'm going to sign off. I hope you're doing well. Buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. I say this every night, and I mean it. Peace and kindness attack you. Look after yourselves. See you in the morning. All the best, guys. Good night.